And I'll take it to the top, baby. Do she love me or not? And I'll take it to the top, baby. Let me see. They said why Playback ended. That nigga Low was getting on Agent ass. Agent was getting on Low ass. Let's see.
Agent00 and Legend of Winning, aka Low. These two will post commentary videos on a variety of subjects from TikTok degenerates to any crazy thing happening in the streaming/internet community. They were pretty consistent as far as producing content, but as time went on, they suddenly stopped uploading. So what exactly happened? Well, I'm here to give you as close to an answer as you can possibly get. Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get close to it.
Friendship goes back to a little.
My reason that I think they stopped this. I think Agent said something like he was having more fun streaming or some shit like that.
Bit before Agent's early YouTube,
and they stopped living in the same house together.
2014. Agent was on a podcast called the AO Podcast, which is a crazy name by the way, where they would stream from Skype to YouTube. Lowe started off as a graphic designer until Agent eventually brought him on as a guest one day. The rest is history.
Hey, so I remember it was in the AO Podcast. It was like me, Waffle Man. There was a few other people. I'm blanking. I don't remember because we rotated so many groups of people, and so on this old podcast we used to have guests on the show. I remember on one of the podcasts I was like, yo, we're looking for a guest, but then I didn't really know many people, so I was relying on like the people watching to be the guests. Earlier than that, bro, it was like 2014, 13.
Yeah, probably you probably right.
So anyway, this podcast is going on. I see a tweet, and keep in mind my Twitter was slow as shit, so if you sent me a tweet that day, I would see it for sure. And Lowe sent me, I forgot what it was, but it was like this AO podcast with like, it had like a giraffe graphic or something like that.
It was a thumbnail.
Okay, and it was f***ing creative. It was the most creative thing I seen in a minute. And so I was like, oh snap. So then I clicked on your page, and I think you had some videos live on your channel, just some you did like way back.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, so this guy kind of knows what he's talking about, and he's not like, we're not gonna have him on the podcast, he can have nothing to contribute, right?
Yeah.
So then you were guesting the podcast, and then back then I had no human skills, so I didn't.
This way, Agent was a big biggums.
I was like, I don't know how to tell this guy that he's not gonna come on for another podcast, but we already added you to the Skype chat, so we couldn't then get rid of you.
Facts.
So we just kind of kept you for another podcast, and then nobody wanted to tell you to go away, and you were kind of just coming back. So we would just like every night we'd be on Skype chats talking shit about 2K or talking about videos. And it was like maybe 4 or 5 of us.
Though the two had separate channels, they would collaborate from time to time, with Lowe having cameos on Agent's 2K videos. In late January 2020, Agent and Lowe would upload the first episode of the Peer-to-Peer podcast, which I'll refer to as Peer-to-Peer for sure. Their third attempt at starting a podcast, according to Agent.
We're starting a new podcast. For those of you guys who have been following us for a while, you know we had a podcast last year. And then if you've been following us for a very long time, you know we had a podcast like 4 years ago. It's our annual ritual where we stop a podcast and start a new one. So we had like an odd launch for it. We dropped a couple episodes on all the other platforms, but we didn't drop them on YouTube. And so this is gonna be a YouTube exclusive. So you're not gonna be able to see this on any other platform, guys.
And this podcast was actually solid, discussing all types of current events. And
I was a W podcast.
From the likes of every member of AMP, Tia Rage, Sneeko, and even Gideon. Peer-to-Peer was loved for many reasons, and I can honestly say that even though I didn't tune into every single podcast episode, I think the podcast was very well produced for the most part. Now, around the same time that Peer-to-Peer was hitting its stride, Agent and Lowe launched the Playback channel. Like I said earlier, the premise of the channel was basically reacting to anything interesting they came across, hence the name of the channel, Playback. The original idea for the channel was to stand out a bit, mixing IRL or competitive videos with normal reactions. This direction was scrapped, and they just opted to do reactions. Now, these reactions were really entertaining, I'm not gonna lie. I will watch these when I'm eating, when I'm just sitting there chilling, editing a video or something. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, they came through. That's really saying a lot because I really don't watch any content that's not somewhat thought-provoking or entertaining. As a direct result of the success of AMP and Peer-to-Peer, Playback grew to over 500,000 subscribers, posting
quick.
This is where things started to change. In December of 2022, Lowe would get exposed by his ex on Twitter for cheating on her 4 times with 4 different women, which he admitted to.
God damn.
I wasn't too hip to the situation at the time.
God damn, hold on. So damn, because of all that controversy, Low damn near wasn't trying to do content no more or something. What's going on? Let me see. I don't even know the man I've been with for over 2 years. Just remember to never push shit past someone ever. This was in 2022. I stayed quiet before to protect you, but since you bold enough to keep cheating, be bold enough to take it, little nigga. You only cried out because you got caught. She left her hair on our bathroom counter. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have known. Dirty. I was genuine. You would never find another woman like me, little nigga. I loved you unconditionally. You ruined it for a girl from Kroger. Nigga talking to the pick and save hoes. Nigga don't get no fuck. I will not let this get me into another depression. I am too good of a woman. Now you want to cry and claim you love me. That's bullshit. You didn't love me when you were with her in our home. How do you cheat on someone 4 times and claim to love them? Wasted 2.5 years of my life. I am single.
2022, Lo would get exposed by his ex on Twitter for cheating on her 4 times with 4 different women, which he admitted to.
Not gonna lie, there has been so much going on the internet that I hate that we ended Playback. Damn. There has been so much going on the internet that I hate that we ended Playback. He blocked me, so I couldn't see this. What a dork. Nigga cheating on bitches, blocking niggas. Sassy ass nigga. Get his sassy ass on. Bring back Playback, dork.
On a tweet of his own. I wasn't too hip to the situation at the time.
Me either.
All I kept seeing was memes of Lo at Kroger and people saying that he went 4 for 4, comparing it to Jordan going 6 for 6 in the finals. Niggas even called him Legend of Kroger, bro.
This is crazy.
Wild time. A lot of people roasted Lo for a while, and even to this day, but let's be real. Niggas really don't care about a content creator they watch cheating on their woman. Now, obviously, if it was a woman doing what Lo did, the opinion would
be different, literally.
Situation on January 6, 2023, Agent and Lo would announce the end of peer-to-peer after 258 episodes. In this last episode, while they're saying their goodbyes, Lo takes the time to address the cheating situation.
Yeah, so a couple weeks ago, my now ex put out a tweet, kind of.
He said, "My now ex."
I'm here now to tell the rest of the world that yes, I cheated.
Why is he saying it so sarcastic?
My stance on cheating still hasn't changed. I think cheating is bad. That's
so why you do it then?
I just believe I made bad decisions. That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's all it is. 4 times, yeah.
You made bad decisions 4 times.
Different girls, different women. It was not a Kroger associate, but I don't really think any of that really matters. People also ask me why I cheated.
Okay, my guy.
Really matter at all because it's just bad decisions. It's not the
nigga said 4 times, 4 different bitches.
Think that like there's a way to justify it or anything like that. The whole argument of like how can you criticize people? Everybody in this community, everybody makes mistakes. I don't want to be pegged as a perfect person. Like I just don't want to be. I don't want if you
they let and you know it's crazy. They let Lo cheat on you.
Stop like right now. And the reason why to stop that as well is because it comes along with the criticism. Because if that's the case, like I personally, trust me, I really don't care nor mind the criticism, critiques that come in my comment section and replies all the time. I don't mind it. And the reason why I don't is because I know that comes along with being fine. What's right and wrong, what's bad decisions that you made.
As for why peer-to-peer ended, Agent speaks on it on stream a short time after, citing him and everyone involved prioritizing other things in life, like Agent working on AMP's videos on top of growing his own brand.
At the end of the day, I just couldn't handle all the priorities on my plate. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's not just a podcast, even in my personal life. Like there's times where my mom can't even get a hold of me, and I feel bad. Once you take a step back from content, it hits you like there's so many other things that matter, and sometimes you can't forget about those things because they're also really important. At the end of the day, those are the most important things. At the end of the day, the podcast was fun to do. It's just on the list of priorities, I wasn't giving it the attention it deserved, nor was anybody else. Everybody had a priority that was more important than peer-to-peer, and you can tell by the way we were executing, because even if you enjoyed the podcast, I'm sure you've seen podcasts where you're like, damn, how the fuck did they let this slip? So I never had any intention for the pod to end, but we tried to grow it as much as we could. But in all reality, any time I spent on the podcast was time I wasn't spending on AMP. And AMP is demanding. It's time I wasn't spending on stream. The stream is demanding. It was time I wasn't spending on many other things I could have been spending my time on. And it just felt like I was half.
So what about Playback?
Serious attention. And I know, even though the podcast did good, it couldn't have done great had any one of us been able to give it that attention.
I know a lot of y'all probably asking, what does Low cheating have to do with Playback not uploading? Nothing crazy, but to fans of the channel, this scam.
Oh, yeah, it was incredibly hypocritical for Low to talk on any relationship when he was doing his girl dirty. I don't know how much Agent knew, but when the story broke, I can imagine they leave a bad taste in his mouth. Maybe they would have moved on from Playback regularly, but what I'm seeing and hearing, cheating scandal, then fast forward the timeline, but that's really on Low for real. And it's not like what's wrong, it's just extremely all that time he was doing his wife wrong. Then around the middle of what I noticed that they were slowly starting to less frequent. I don't think have a single video. Yeah.
Scandal made them see Low as hypocritical. Low's opinions on relationships and women came across as someone who's big on loyalty and bashes promiscuity. He even said on video that he didn't think he could cheat on the woman that he's with, so I can understand where a lot of these fans are coming from.
I think I could do that because like you legitimately took advantage of me being genuine, like you just sat there and said.
Yeah.
Like I was genuine, I trusted you, and you just took advantage of that to participate in a whole nother relationship. No, I couldn't.
Another theory that I saw that I want to sort of debunk.
All I know is a while ago, his wife with multiple women, and damn, something like it says 3 minutes. That I think Agent wanted to depose from him. I don't blame Agent, even down to little things like Agent wanted to buy a low seed size to get bigger and not care.
About Agent distancing himself because Low cheated. This is really far-fetched because the two
They still be together, don't they?
To make videos until the beginning of this year before going radio silent. I think this is a case of two friends who once collaborated all the time just going to do their own thing. Low runs 2 channels of his own on top of hosting events on an app called Playback, while Agent is still in AMP producing content on top of streaming and keeping up with his own reaction channel. Playback was good for what it was, and if it is the end, I hope they return sometime in the future for one last run. But let me know what you guys think about this entire situation in the comments, man. I'm gonna try to keep the consistency up for y'all. We on the road to 70K now, you feel what I'm saying? I really want to reach that 100, but we gotta reach 70 first. So make sure y'all sub.
Facts. W Fargo, man.